Did you know that most seniors who develop cancer share the same reasons? If you're over 60 and feel like cancer is something that just happens with age, I want you to know that's not the whole truth. New medical research is showing that cancer is rarely just a matter of bad luck or aging. It often comes from years of certain patterns we didn't even realize were harmful. And the most surprising part, these patterns are more common among seniors than anyone else. In this video, we're going to reveal 5 of the most overlooked causes of cancer in older adults. Reasons that many people dismiss, ignore, or simply don't know about. These are not fringe ideas or scare tactics. They're rooted in real science and backed by doctors who have spent decades studying aging and disease. We're not here to create fear. We're here to give you power. Because when you understand the real reasons, you can make small but powerful changes that could protect your body, your mind, and your time with the people you love. Now, if you've ever felt like you're trying to do everything right, eating better, moving more, going to checkups, but still worry that cancer is lurking around the corner, this video is for you. Each reason we're about to explore will open your eyes. But more importantly, it'll offer you something even greater: hope. Hope that it's not too late. Hope that you are still in control, and hope that you can make choices starting today that help you live stronger and longer. Let's get started. Number 1, chronic inflammation. One of the biggest silent threats to seniors today is chronic inflammation. And yet, very few people in their 60s, 70s, or even 80s are told this directly. We're used to thinking of inflammation as something temporary, a swollen ankle or a sore throat. But when inflammation sticks around for months or even years, it can quietly set the stage for cancer. The body's immune system is designed to respond to threats, but when it's always on, constantly sending out those inflammatory signals, it starts to damage healthy cells, mutate DNA, and disrupt the very systems that are supposed to protect us. Over time, that low-level inflammation becomes a breeding ground for cancer to grow, especially in older adults whose systems are more vulnerable. What causes this kind of chronic inflammation? Surprisingly, it's often not one dramatic event. It's a buildup of things we've normalized. A diet full of processed foods, lack of sleep, too much stress, sedentary habits, or even untreated dental infections. The trouble is, these habits don't cause immediate pain. You don't feel a tumor forming in your colon or your liver, but inside, the slow burn of inflammation keeps chipping away at your body's defenses. From a psychological standpoint, many older adults downplay this risk because they assume aches and fatigue are just a normal part of aging. That belief can be incredibly dangerous. When you accept pain and stiffness as your baseline, you stop questioning whether something might be wrong underneath. And sadly, many cancers are caught too late because of this mindset. I once knew a man named Harold, 76 years old, who ignored his persistent bloating and fatigue for almost a year, thinking it was just old age. By the time he got checked out, he had advanced pancreatic cancer. The real tragedy? His blood work from 2 years prior showed signs of inflammation that were never addressed. But here's the good news. Chronic inflammation is reversible. Simple changes, like switching to anti-inflammatory foods, getting regular movement, reducing stress through breathing or prayer, and staying socially connected, can dramatically lower your risk. And even if you've lived most of your life with less than perfect habits, it's never too late to take your health back. If you're watching this and thinking, that sounds like me, don't feel discouraged. Feel empowered, because naming the problem is the first step toward healing. And understanding the role of chronic inflammation might just be the wake-up call that saves your life. Number 2, poor gut health. Most folks think of the gut as just a digestion center. You eat, it processes, you go on with your day. But the truth is, your gut is more like mission control for your entire body. And when it's out of balance, the risks go far beyond indigestion or constipation. Doctors and researchers now know that poor gut health plays a major role in weakening the immune system, increasing inflammation, and yes, even contributing to cancer. In fact, the microbiome, the community of bacteria living in your gut, can either protect you from cancer cells or allow them to grow unchecked, depending on how well it's supported. Now, what does this look like in real life? Many older adults over 60 experience a slow decline in gut diversity. Maybe you've noticed you can't eat the same foods you used to, or that certain meals make you feel sluggish, foggy, or uncomfortable. That's not just getting older. It's your gut microbiome crying out for help. A diet filled with processed foods, too much sugar, or lacking in fiber can cause harmful bacteria to take over, damaging the lining of the gut and releasing toxins into the bloodstream. And here's the kicker. This internal chaos doesn't always come with a clear symptom. You might not have stomach issues, but your immune system may still be struggling because the command center is failing behind the scenes. Psychologically, many seniors underestimate the power of the gut because it's not visible. You can't see the microbiome. You can't feel your immune cells weakening in real time, so it's easy to push it off, to assume everything's fine as long as you're eating something. But this quiet neglect adds up. A dear friend of mine, Carol, age 73, had always eaten the same white bread toast and sweetened coffee for breakfast. For years, she thought that was harmless. But over time, her immune markers dropped. Her fatigue worsened, and eventually she was diagnosed with colon cancer. The first thing her doctor said, "We have to rebuild your gut." But there's a silver lining: the gut can heal. Adding fermented foods like yogurt or sauerkraut, increasing fiber from fruits and vegetables, and cutting down on sugary processed snacks can make a world of difference in just a few weeks. Even a simple habit, like drinking warm water with lemon in the morning, can begin to reset the balance. Remember, your body is always trying to protect you, but it can only do so with the tools you give it. If you take care of your gut, you're not just avoiding bloating or indigestion, you're strengthening your entire system against one of the most serious diseases out there. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, chronic inflammation. When most people hear the word inflammation, they think of a swollen ankle or sore joint. But what they don't realize is that chronic low-level inflammation happening inside the body can be one of the most dangerous and silent causes of cancer. Unlike the pain you feel from a sprain, this internal inflammation is invisible, slow-moving, and often goes undetected for years. And here's the part that makes it truly frightening. It creates the perfect breeding ground for cancer cells to grow. You see, inflammation is the body's natural response to injury or infection. It's like a fire alarm system designed to alert your body to danger. But when that alarm stays on too long, because of poor diet, smoking, excess stress, or untreated conditions like arthritis or diabetes, it starts damaging healthy tissues. Over time, this steady damage can lead to mutations in your cells. And once those mutated cells start multiplying, you're staring cancer right in the face. What's especially concerning is how easily inflammation becomes a normal part of daily life, especially as we age. Many seniors deal with it without even knowing it's there. Mild aches, constant fatigue, brain fog. These are all common signs that inflammation may be simmering beneath the surface. But instead of addressing the root cause, it often gets dismissed as just old age. That kind of thinking is not only outdated, it's dangerous. I remember a neighbor of mine named Harold, who was 76. He had a red, puffy face, was always tired, and had constant pain in his back and hands. He used to joke about it and say, "That's just what happens after 70." But the truth was, his body was in a constant state of inflammation. By the time doctors caught on, they found a tumor growing in his liver, likely fed by years of inflammatory signals going unchecked. But there's good news. You can fight inflammation, and you don't need a medicine cabinet full of pills to do it. Just 30 minutes of walking a day can lower inflammation markers. So can leafy greens, berries, turmeric, and omega-3 rich foods like walnuts and salmon. Just as importantly, managing emotional stress through deep breathing, meditation, or simple quiet time also helps calm the body's inflammatory response. The key is awareness. Don't accept constant aches or fatigue as a natural part of aging. Pay attention. Listen to your body. If something feels off for more than a week or two, it deserves your attention. You wouldn't ignore a fire alarm in your home. So don't ignore the one going off in your body. This silent threat may not knock loudly at your door, but once it gets in, it doesn't leave easily. That's why controlling inflammation isn't just about comfort, it's about survival. Taming it could very well be the difference between a long, healthy life and one spent fighting illness you never saw coming. Number 4, neglecting gut health. Many people don't realize it, but the health of your gut can have a direct impact on your risk of developing cancer. It's not just about digestion or avoiding bloating. We're talking about the trillions of bacteria living inside your intestines, your gut microbiome, and the way they influence your immune system, inflammation levels, and even how your body handles toxins. When your gut is out of balance, everything else starts to fall apart, including your natural ability to prevent cancer. See, your gut isn't just a food processing unit. It's like a control center for many of your body's critical systems. A healthy gut is packed with good bacteria that help digest food, extract nutrients, and protect the lining of your intestines. But when that balance shifts, whether due to age, poor diet, stress, or frequent use of antibiotics, those good bacteria die off. In their place, harmful microbes start to thrive, and the gut lining becomes weakened. When that happens, toxins and waste can leak into your bloodstream. This is known as leaky gut, and it has been linked to everything from autoimmune conditions to, yes, cancer. For older adults, this issue is particularly concerning. As we age, our gut bacteria naturally change. Our diet may become less varied. We may take more medications. We may eat fewer fresh fruits and vegetables, or rely more on processed foods. All of this creates a perfect storm for poor gut health, and most seniors don't even realize it's happening. They think, I'm just not as regular as I used to be, or my stomach feels funny, but it's probably nothing. But sometimes it is something. Let me tell you about Nancy, a 69-year-old woman who always looked after her health. She avoided sugar, she didn't smoke, she walked every day, but she started having minor stomach pains and irregular digestion. Doctors brushed it off as age-related, but she kept pushing. Finally, tests revealed early-stage colon cancer. Turns out her gut bacteria had been imbalanced for years, quietly fueling inflammation and weakening her body's defenses. If she hadn't trusted her instincts, things could have gone much worse. So what can you do to protect your gut? First, feed your good bacteria. That means fiber-rich foods like oats, beans, and berries. Fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi can also help. These foods restore healthy bacteria and strengthen your gut lining. Second, limit foods that harm the gut. Things like refined sugar, excessive alcohol, and processed meats. And finally, stay hydrated. Water keeps your digestive system moving. It supports the natural balance of your microbiome. Your gut is like a garden. If you ignore it, weeds take over. But if you tend to it, nurture it, it will support you in ways you can't even see. Cancer prevention doesn't always begin with high-tech scans or hospital visits. Sometimes it starts with what is on your plate, what's in your fridge, and how you treat your body on a quiet afternoon. If your gut isn't happy, your whole body suffers. But when your gut thrives, it becomes one of your strongest allies in the fight against cancer. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, ignoring emotional suppression. When we think of cancer, we often focus on the physical, diet, toxins, genetics. But one of the most underestimated causes of disease, especially cancer, is long-term emotional suppression. That's right. Bottled up feelings, especially unresolved grief, chronic resentment, guilt, or unspoken trauma, can quietly wear down your body over the years. And for many seniors, this emotional weight has been building for decades. You might be thinking, I've been through hard times, but I'm fine. That's a common belief among older generations. Many grew up in an era where emotions weren't openly discussed. Crying was seen as weak, and talking about feelings was something you just didn't do. But the body remembers what the mind tries to forget. The stress chemicals released when we suppress emotions don't just vanish. They stay active, quietly influencing inflammation, weakening the immune system, and over time, setting the stage for disease. Let's talk about George, a 75-year-old Vietnam veteran I met at a wellness retreat. He was the picture of strength, tough, disciplined, stoic, but he'd been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and doctors couldn't figure out why. He ate well, exercised, never smoked, but when we sat down to talk, he shared something powerful. He'd carried guilt and sorrow from the war for over 50 years. He never told his wife, never told his kids. He said, "I didn't want to burden anyone." But all those years, that pain had been eating away at him inside. Research now supports what many holistic practitioners have long suspected. Chronic emotional stress increases cortisol, disrupts hormones, and triggers cellular changes that can pave the way for cancer. Especially in older adults who may already have weakened immune responses, emotional suppression becomes a silent internal battle that goes unnoticed until it shows up in the body. So what can you do? First, recognize that your feelings matter. It's never too late to talk, to share, or to heal. That might mean speaking to a counselor, joining a support group, writing in a journal, or even having a heartfelt conversation with a trusted friend. Second, give yourself permission to feel without judgment, whether it's grief from losing a partner, regret over past mistakes, or loneliness that creeps in at night. Acknowledging those emotions doesn't make you weaker. It makes you human. One small practice that can make a big difference is simply taking 5 minutes each day to sit quietly and check in with yourself. Ask, how am I really feeling today? Not how you should feel, but how you do feel. That daily pause can begin to open doors you didn't know were closed. And in doing so, you give your body a chance to let go of what it's been holding. Our minds and bodies are deeply connected. When we ignore our emotional wounds, they fester. But when we bring them into the light, healing begins, not just mentally, but physically. Many seniors have lived through incredible hardships, but you don't have to carry the weight alone. Not anymore. Facing what's inside may be the most powerful step you can take toward preventing illness and living your later years in peace and health. Final thoughts. If you've made it this far, I want to pause and thank you, not just for watching, but for caring enough about your health to learn, reflect, and maybe even change. Cancer is a heavy word. It carries fear, uncertainty, and sometimes a deep sense of helplessness. But knowledge gives you power, and understanding the hidden reasons behind why so many seniors face this disease, that's the first step toward taking back control. Every point we discussed today, the chemicals we unknowingly invite into our homes, the foods we trust without question, the habits we form out of convenience, the pain we bury, and the care we delay. Each of these choices stack up. Not all at once, but slowly, over decades. And the good news? That means we can start unstacking them, piece by piece. You are not powerless. In fact, you're stronger than you think. At 60, 70, even 85, your body is still capable of healing. Your mind is still capable of learning. And your spirit, your will to live well, is still very much alive. That's something no diagnosis can take away from you. I've seen too many friends ignore the early whispers of their body, the strange ache, the persistent fatigue, the small lump they hoped would go away. I've also seen those who took those signs seriously, made changes, and added years of quality life they never thought they would have. The difference wasn't luck. It was awareness, action, and a belief that it's never too late. If there's one message I hope you carry with you after this video, it's this: you matter. Your choices matter, and your health is worth fighting for. Whether that means switching to cleaner food, talking to someone about your emotions, or simply asking your doctor better questions, you have every right to demand a life that feels good, whole, and free. We're all on this journey together. None of us escapes aging. But how we age, that's up to us. And I believe in you. I believe in your ability to take small, powerful steps that could change the course of your life. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.